Yep, thanks everyone who has joined today. Today we're going to go through Ornamental New Year. That is the theme that I've chosen for today. So we'll be doing a screen, button set, and a 3-up strip on this one. And then I'm going to leverage the Templates Manager software just because it's an easier workflow and just to show how it works. So, all right, so Templates Manager I'm going to use throughout this. If you haven't, you can find it on our website and you can download and install it. What it's going to do once you log in is allow you to sync up all of your purchases. I have a number of them in here, but I did make 3 new purchases, so I'm going to go ahead and sync those in right now. Those are going to be the designs that we're going to work with. So it'll take it a few minutes. It goes out, queries, asks, and then it'll pull those down. So while that's doing that, shouldn't take too long here. There we are. So we've got a screen set rolling in, a button set, and a 3-up strip. So these are our 3 designs, ornamental. So for each of these, since we're going to be working with these, I'm going to create what we call a client edit. So the premise of Templates Manager is a master set of templates that are always there, and then you make copies of that, and that is what you will actually edit, allowing you to always get back to that original for your next event. So I'm not going to do anything too complex here. I'm just going to give it a date, which today's date is the 18th. And I'm just going to call that screens. And we're going to do the same thing here. And we'll call this one buttons. And then one more time for prints. And then come over here to our client edits. And you can see I've now got my 3 in here. I've got some old ones in here. I'm just going to go ahead and clean these up for sake of keeping things clean here. So first thing we're going to start with is the print design, and then from there we'll work through updating the screen and everything. So when you're using it inside of here, there's a couple things you can do quickly. You can click this info button. It will open the web browser up to our Readme HTML file, and inside this you will find any fonts that are used within the design. Clicking on those will take you to those so that you can download them. I'm not sure if I have these fonts, so look at here, we got a new little fun thing here. So I'm going to download these fonts and make sure that I actually have them installed. We're just going to double click there. Click on install, and that will bring that font in, and it will now be available to Photoshop. I do know I have pop-ins. I don't know about this source serif, so I'm going to go ahead and get that one also. And what we can do is click this little guy right here. And once again, another zip file. We'll open that up. And I'm going to go ahead, I see there's 2 different styles here, so we're going to install both of them. And there I should have all of my fonts now. I can go ahead and close that out, but there is other helpful resources in here, quick videos. I do need to get in here and update a few of these, but yep, you'll find everything there, including a link back to the original design on our store. So now that I have that, I'm going to open it up in Photoshop, and I can again, just click right here. It's going to open it right up for me. One thing I will show you, if you use Photoshop Elements, click on Settings and go check the Photoshop Elements button, and then it will open up the template-elements PSD file for you that is properly formatted for Photoshop Elements. I am using Photoshop CC, so that is why mine is set to Photoshop. All right, so I don't have a design request for this one, so I think we're just going to make this into a red one. We have that as a sample on the website, so I think that'll be a good one. This is an older design, not terribly old, but a little bit older design, and it's before we started consistently keeping in those sample sliders preset in the hue saturation layer. So we're just going to go ahead and recreate that today. And I'm just going to grab a screenshot off the website here because I like to have a reference. So I always start with creating a new layer all the way at the top. And I do hide these first 2 layer groups. You can delete them out if you'd like, whatever you'd like to do. And then I'm going to take this screenshot I have here, and I'm going to use the eyedropper tool to grab one of these reds. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the marquee tool, which is the little dotted lines here. And I am going to fill that with my red color. So now that I have a reference on screen, makes it easy for me as I'm playing with my sliders to ensure that I'm getting into the a close ballpark of the color. One thing I do always recommend is that you don't drive yourself crazy trying to get that exact color. If you're getting in, you can tell when you're getting really close. Just get there close enough. They're not going to know. A lot of designs like this one have gradients in it, so you're going to have variations of color anyways. So just keep that in mind. Plus the prints always replicate a little different. So do yourself a favor and don't drive yourselves nuts trying to get that absolute perfect hue. All right, so we're going to deal with this template as the more modern softwares do. So this kind of shows some of the legacy of our designs where we've been around since 2012. And back then, pretty much every software expected a 4x6 print, and then it would let the printer do the cutting, and that's how you get your 2 strips. Newer softwares are now starting to do single strips, and then they're stitching them together and making the 4x6 and then sending those to the printer. I do personally prefer the former, the way that we do it. It properly adheres to full print bleed, and that allows for the printer to have its normal margin of error. Whereas the way that some of the softwares are doing it now, they don't have that bleed, and you'll get some skewing left and right. So just kind of keep an eye on that. Most of them have a margin adjustment in their print driver that you can kind of move that around and tighten things up. So just to keep with the modern design, though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to quickly turn this double strip into a single strip. All right, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to switch over and go to canvas size. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on this left arrow in the middle. We're going to choose this left strip as our one we're going to go with. So I'm going to cut this number in half, which is 620. This is going to be skewed a little heavy. It's 20 pixels pushed to the right. So that is for the bleed of a standard printer used in the photo booth world. And you'll also see that there is 44 pixels of extra height. Excuse me. I'm going to now switch this so that it is 600 by 1800, and that is a perfect 2x6 strip at 300 dpi. And again, say proceed, and that's going to square me up. Now you'll see my photos have centered up and everything looks as expected. And from here, we'll get into manipulating our colors. So let me minimize a few things here. Scroll on down here. So this design has a gradient background, and then it's got a colored overlay too here. So I thought this was going to be kind of an interesting one. I haven't edited this one before now, so we're going to see how this goes. So just because I know there's a little bit of color in here, I'm going to hide that layer for the moment while I get my red adjusted. The first thing I'm going to do is come up here. I'm going to check Colorize and the hue saturation layer. Now I'm going to drag that saturation on over. And that's actually looking like that's pretty close right out of the gate. Maybe a little bit darker to get into our color that we had as a sample, but I think if we zoom in, that's pretty darn close. So That's kind of a simple color. Wasn't expecting that. So now we're going to bring back in the layer above it, and that was what I wanted to check. So we got a luminosity, which just does some different stuff with the colors to get a little pop of those elements in the background. So no color manipulation needed there. We'll just kind of keep working our way up through each of the elements as we go along here. So what I like to do with that is I like to make sure I check up here at the auto select. And that allows you to hover over an element, find it, click on it, and be able to change it. So right there I can see that I am dealing with the clock face.
Yep.
So once again, we can come in and do Colorize. Slide this guy over. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go find these bulbs here. So here's the ornaments. Colorize. Bring that saturation in. So this one, getting oversaturated, we don't really like the look of that overall. So let's come back over here and darken that up a bit too. We want them to pop off of there, but not be too much of an eyesore. All right, so this one's actually moving along pretty quickly. One of the common things that I do get questions about is how do I turn like a gold like we have here into a silver? And it's actually a really simple trick. So let's go ahead and put silver on top of this red and see how that looks. Let's see if we can get clicked in here and find our clock face here. So in order to switch over into a silver, actually all you're really going to do is desaturate. And then typically you're going to need to brighten it up just a little bit. And that's going to give you that gray silver look. You can even bring some color back in if you want to blend in a little bit of color. I do find that a lot of times to be nice. I'm just going to fix these to a little bit more standard. So I'm just going to apply this to the rest of my gold elements so that I have kind of a consistency there. Just work our way through the design. Got some really strong winds here today. I don't know if that's coming through or not, but we have some wreath decorations on our windows, and Mother Nature is letting me know that she is outside. So I'm going to show you another little trick that we can do here. So you can see I'm working through a bunch of elements, and I always start to get lose a little bit of interest there on that. So what we can do to quickly be able to manipulate these colors all at once is we can actually come in and group things. So I know I'm going to make those into silver. Try to find, so we got some ornaments hidden in the background there. Those are also gold. We're going to use those. Bulbs we're not going to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making a layer group. I'm going to pull one color just outside here. That's the only one I'm going to need. So from there, every element that I want to edit, I'm going to drop it into that group. Because they're all starting out gold. I'm going to turn them all silver. So we're just going to make that nice and easy on ourselves. And you can see I use the visibility tool to find out what elements I'm working with here. Get on inside there. It's already silver. Trying to find this confetti here where it's hiding at. It might be in the overlay. No, just frames there. Oh, I already had it, that's why. All right, so by doing this, I'll just call that my group. Just to stand out, what we can do then is use one hue saturation layer and adjust all of these at once, making it a lot quicker to edit things. So we still got some out here. Where are those guys lying? There's more confetti. Drop that confetti in there. You can see now we're just kind of, they're all dropping together. So I personally prefer to work with them this way. I just find it a little quicker. But sometimes you need to be able to address those individual elements. So in those cases, it's always nice to have them available. All right, so we got text left to edit here. We're going to want to come in and stroke these guys here. They're currently a purple. And if we look in here, we can see that we have a stroke effect. And all we need to do is just come in and grab one of those colors. Let's see what a black maybe looks like here. That's a little strong. Go with a darker red. Kind of more of a maroon. I'd at least let that stand off that way. We're going to apply that same color to the other one here. Then figure out, oh, I guess I did not have the Poppins bold that I thought I did. Which is interesting because I know I do. There we go. So each of these also has a gradient on it. Looks like it's got some color effects. So I think it's going to be easiest to work with a hue saturation layer just to change all of these. We're going to move that to 2026 there. And what I'm going to do is right above, so this left is all of my text over here. Inside here, I'm going to grab these four. I'm going to make another custom group and just call it year. And then above that, I'm going to stick in the hue saturation layer. Colorize 05, 25, and then I've got kind of my silvers again. Maybe make those a little darker instead of light, or we could really brighten them up. And so that allows us to, with a fairly complex design, get our color switched around fairly quickly. I would normally move a little faster myself, not explaining it, but I think getting used to that a little bit will definitely help. Are there any questions I can see? You were scratching your head a little bit there. Is there any questions you had on that design?
No, not exactly. It's just that in Photoshop, I don't see so well even with my glasses, and for me to try to keep reading, and using Photoshop is not the easiest thing, especially with all the layers and the different options. It just makes it totally confusing for me. But you know what? I'm going to keep practicing with Photoshop and try to do the best I can.
Yeah. The other thing you can do is if you've got Canva Pro, you can import our PSD into Canva Pro.
I do.
Is that how you've been doing it?
Yeah.
So, okay.
So
and it gives you all the different layers.
That's correct. Except maybe not the frame. Windows may not line up.
Okay. So you've seen a little bit of a...
Because a lot of events I use the salsa, the guac and chip.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're... If we don't line up with their layouts, I got what you're saying.
I wish
as far as just importing one of our PSDs by itself, it should come in structurally proper. Maybe the fonts don't always. I'm assuming the Salsa's app, what is it, Fiesta now, still doesn't support custom sized photos. Do they just still have like a punch list of specific layouts, and you can't customize that actual layout.
Yeah. So that's what I do, but sometimes I'm missing, an overlay because of the window frames don't line up. But
Yeah, I need to reach out to their team. Maybe there's maybe there's a back end functionality that we can talk to them about that would allow us to get our layouts in there, so that you're working within the proper layout, which is like this 3 pose, right? And the photos are in the right spot already for you, so you can just drop that graphic in there.
I can customize the window sizes.
Okay.
So what else does it offer to make things easier for my customers as far as choosing their templates? Again, I have the widget attached.
Yeah, the widget's kind of our workflow. I've got some plans for that for later on this year. So yeah, definitely be interested, especially on and offline, to hear what your thoughts are as far as what you need in there. Is there functionality that's missing?
No, I like it very much because it gives the information that I need. That it'll ask the customer the right questions. So no, it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's very user friendly.
Excellent. I do plan on tying it in with the templates manager software, so that you'll have a tab here and you can go see like my client selections, and then that would make it just a little bit more streamlined. So you just one place, I can get all of my submissions that my customers have given me and go from there, quickly move into a customer edit and do my export out from there. So
I want to load up my customer management system. And what is it called?
What's that?
The management software.
This is called Templates Manager. If you go on to our website in here, I'll drop a link for you inside.
I'm actually already in it, and I downloaded it.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I don't know what this question is. It's asking me. Allow at this time. I don't know. Okay, I just minimized that. But so I downloaded it, and for some reason it's not opening. The template manager 2.3.2.
Yes.
Oh, now it did actually. It took a while. But now when I click on it, it says window protected your PC. And,
it doesn't have a signing certificate on it yet. Since I've just rolled it back out. So you got to tell, it's like what they call smart screen, I think. So you just got to tell it it's okay to open it.
Yeah, but it's not giving me that. Okay, I'm going to click on more. Oh, run anyway.
There it is.
I had to go like more information.
Yeah, and they make it real small.
Yes. Okay, next. Now it's good. Now she's opening. I accept the terms. Next. Now I'm up to choose setup type. Typical, custom, and complete.
They're all the same. So
oh, good.
it's a lightweight installation in that regard.
All right. Now, I used this a couple of years ago, but didn't quite understand, the functionalities of it, I guess I would say.
Yeah, it's pretty basic. The goal is really just to kind of help get a place that collects everything, and then from there you can just make copies as you're working with different clients, and you've always got a master source to go back to and begin working with that original design.
With this question, the templates manager setup, change, repair, or remove installation.
Oh, it sounds like you already have it installed.
And what is my options are change, repair, or remove?
Just say repair and let it run on through. But it sounds like it's already installed, so you probably don't.
Yeah.
You could also just cancel and open the app.
Okay.
But if you
Well,
let it run through the repair, that'll just make sure that everything's okay, and then it should give you an option to launch it from inside the
right.
installer.
That's what I'm trying to get to. So now I'm going to open it next. Okay. So would I just have to go outside? Let's see, finish. And there should be a manager setup. I don't know what this is. Finish. I apologize. Let me get to here's where I want to. It's asking me for my email address.
So to look for the email address, and then typically we use your most current order number that you've had, and that's how we'll verify you.
Where do I get that order number?
You can log into our website, and you'll find all your order history under my account.
Oh, right. I understand what you mean now.
Yeah, so we use that instead of a password for security purposes. Otherwise, we the way the unit talks back and forth to the website would expose passwords otherwise. So we just use an order number. Works well.
All right. Let me just open up a new window.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to move forward here, and we're going to move forward to the button set, and we'll get ourselves a couple buttons into the silver, and then we'll pull those into the screen and turn the screen red with the silver also. And I'm going to actually go ahead and open both these files at the same time. One thing when you do with the screen sets, we do have a landscape plus a portrait layout included in the downloads. So when you hit click the open here, it will ask you which one of those two you want to use. And we're going to go ahead and use the portrait. All right, so this is like I said, a little older design. We kind of started structuring stuff a little bit different since this one was created. So I'm going to come back in here, and I'm going to go and grab every one of these text layers and hue saturation layers, and I'm going to group those in. We'll just call that icons. I'm going to drag one of these out. We're going to use that for our color change. And we're going to make this into a black text. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to basically be doing the same thing with the silver here again. So we're going to go colorized, and we're going to use them same values we were using. And that's going to give us a little bit of a red hue inside of our silver here. And then from there, what we're going to want to do is, again, I like to clean this up. Now that I've done this group, I don't need all these extra layers. So I'm holding down the control button and just keep clicking on them. We're going to delete those out. So to export these, we would go in and do a file, and then we're going to go export, and then export as. And we're going to make sure we go PNG with transparency. And then once we go from there, it's going to ask us for a folder. And then from there, we will select and drop it in there. I don't need these final files, so I'm going to skip that step. What I am going to do for visualization purposes is I'm going to do a Control A, which is select all. And then under edit, we'll go copy merged. And that's going to take all the layers and turn them into just one flat object. And we're going to come over here. We're going to paste that one guy in here. And we'll scale him down to about the same size. And that's just so I can see kind of how those are going to look in there. So these are my button samples. So with all of our screens, we include 4 sample buttons inside of the screen file. If you need a larger set, we do have a set of 16 buttons available also on the website. So we're going to do the same thing here where we're going to be jumping over to the same red that we had. So a trick we can do is we can come down here to the bottom where our background is, and we could actually grab this hue saturation layer from my original edit. I can come right up here into this tab and it'll switch back over, drop it in, and look there. It will bring that layer over into this one and apply that same color adjustment to it. So that makes things nice and quick when going across different designs. And again, I'm going to start doing some merging here because that is just my preferred way to edit these. Star, drop that in there. More stars. Clock face. We want to keep those behind the stars. And we got some confetti, streamers, confetti. I'll drop all of those in. All right, so I see that brought some confetti on into the face. So instead, we'll keep those below the clock face here. We'll call that confetti. Bring one of these outside. Make it visible. Colorize. Set our same settings. Same here. Turn visibility on. Check the colorize. And then we are on to our numeric numbers here, which first we need to, oddly enough, grab our pop-ins that we already have that it says we don't. We'll group these again. We'll grab a hue saturation layer, put it above it. And then once again, colorize. And just like I did on the other one, I'm going to make those a little brighter so they kind of stand out a little more. And then we are down to our text, and I'll show you another trick that we can do with the text. We can come over on this first edit again. We have this red around it, so I can come up here. I'm going to click on that layer. I'm going to right click and go to copy layer style. I'm going to come back over to the new ones I'm working with here. I'm going to right click again and do a paste layer style, and you'll see that it actually will apply those for me, and I don't have to go in and click all over the place. It makes it nice and easy to bring them in. And then we got our clock face or background, whatever they call. I guess that's probably the actual face. And then our ornaments yet to do. So let's see what ornaments we got. This is the top. Where are you? Ah, there you are. So I'm going to use that same trick because I don't want to come in and make all them little edits. I'm going to come find my ornaments over here. I'm going to take its hue saturation layer, drag just back up on there, drop it. And again, it'll apply itself right there to it for us. And we can do that one more time with our clock face. And I just find this a lot easier way to work between keeping a design consistent across all of the assets that you're going to be doing. Now, when you export out the button set, you want to turn those off so that you're not, when you're exporting out, you want a graphic without that. So that way, whatever software you're using will put the buttons where they need to be. for their interface. And in some cases, you're only doing a single thing, so it's a tap that you're just going to touch the screen. We do have a boilerplate text also in there for that. And we can apply our layer style to that one too, and that's just a generic touch to begin. Just making sure that you got some sort of instructions on the screen for the user to know what to do. So this works well if you've got a bar along the bottom, much like Snapic and Curator and Boot Out Events all do by default. And from there, again, you'll just go to File, and you'll do Export, and Export As, and then you can do JPEG or PNG on these files. That's kind of your choice for the software that you're using. If the software accepts both, I just usually do PNGs as it's a lossless format and really keeps most of that detail in there for you without too much compression. And that's how I edit through a theme. Any other ideas any other questions that came up for you?
No, not quite. I mean, off the top of my head, no. I have everything installed.
Okay.
The template manager. So believe it or not, I have quite a bit of
files.
Yeah.
I believe it.
It says it's completed 21 of 59. So
okay.
That means I have 59 templates.
That's correct.
And I didn't even realize I have all of these templates available to me at this one place, because now at least I can find them and see where they are.
And that is another point of the tool. It makes it a lot easier.
Oh, for sure. Right. Yeah, because I can't tell you how many times I bought the same one. It looks like I bought the same template twice.
Oh.
But that's a lesson I learned. Anyway, so no, I just really need Mike to get practicing on it and working.
Yeah.
And then I will have questions. And you do this weekly?
Thank you
very much.
I try to do it every Thursday. This is the last one of 2025 though.
Right.
Because Christmas falls on Christmas and New Year's. So resume them that first full week of January. So yeah, right. Continuing these on Thursdays.
And for the ones that I have already, let's say these 60, what do you recommend that a way that I could use them as a catalog to show customers, hey, you can choose from these, let's say?
I mean, you could do like a gallery with your website software. We don't really.
Right.
Since everybody has such large collections of them, it's not something on our end that's a necessarily always easy thing to do. But yeah, there's a ton of depending on what your website's built on. If it's a WordPress, there's tons of galleries like that.
Oh yeah, I have.
That could be a way, but it's not going to get you the workflow like the embedded widget has.
Right. And okay, so I will get working on my end and practicing, and I will definitely have questions on our next meeting.
Excellent. Well, the questions are good. I like answering questions. And if you like I tell everyone every week, if you have a design you get stuck on, shoot me a message and we'll get it on the next live one. We'll just do it. We'll just edit it right there in place.
Great. That sounds wonderful, Mike.
Well, wonderful. I appreciate you joining. I think that'll be it for this week, and actually, crazy enough, this year.
I hear you. Where do I
have
go?
A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and hope I'll see you then that first one in January.
A quick question now on your previous videos. Are they on the same topic? Are they all regarding templates? And
they are. So this is just like a live editing and just kind of stimulate questions, show off different techniques and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. So that they'll all kind of walk through different designs and whatnot.
Good. All right, Mike, I will be looking out for you on the next one. And I thank you very much for your help.
Oh, you're welcome. And like I said, have a Merry Christmas,
Yeah.
safe New Year, and we'll see you in the new year.
You got it, brother. Take
All right.
care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's recording. Fun theme here with the New Year's Eve. I can't believe it's already the end of 2025, and I can't wait to bring some really cool new designs and new tools to the marketplace next year, and hopefully we make photo booth life a little easier for everyone. So I will see you all in 2026. Take care. Have a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year's.